Welcome everyone, this is Evelyn. I have 3 of my messages of the day, and I did my 7-deck read today for you guys. So I actually have 4 reads to bring you. Let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths first. Take a deep breath. Another deep breath. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day, and thank you so much for joining me today. Very profound messages. If you can listen to all of the messages of the day, I would for sure. There are as beautiful love energies coming through in the spring of birthing, and just lots of loving energy constantly coming through the past week or two. So let me take these bowls off the table first, and then we're going to get right in. We'll roll the die, and then we're going to do the 3 messages of the day, and then last we'll do the 7-deck read on the table. Today is, and it started at it was 4:18. Oh, I wonder what that CB message is. So that would be 10:4. 4 and 18 is the Emperor and the Moon. And it's 4:20 now, which is the Judgment, the wake-up call. And 4 is also stability. It's also the lambda leap, the L and the 1 together, the lambda and the leap from dot to dot, the arcing. For the twin flames, this April 25th today. What is the message for the twin flames? April 25th, 2023. And we have the I'm blanking out. The Saturn energy. Okay, so we have Saturn, which is also Capricorn. And again, the cross is very prominent on this rendition here. We have Aquarius here. So Capricorn, Aquarius, and the number 5 coming up, which is also the Hierophant or Taurus. It's also freedom, change, and expansion. The energy of Saturn, of restriction, of responsibility. And going with the flow, with the Aquarius water energies right there. And the Taurus energy still in the North Node. Following the water, the flow of the water. And again, we have restriction and freedom here on either side of the flow. So just whichever way the water goes, just go where the wind goes, so to speak, is the message I'm getting. So I'm going to pull from the Lover's Oracle. Okay, so from this oracle, I've already pre-shuffled and see what comes up for you guys. The Lover's Oracle for the Twin Flames, April 25th, 2023. For the Twin Flames, what is the message here? What is the message? What is the message here? What is the message that wants to come through for the Twin Flames? Twin Flames. Here we go. So we got these 2 cards right here. Let's see what they are. The bottom of the deck first is, look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the ocean, as we just talked about the water, to go with the flow. So the 2 cards that came out, we have my beloved, though we may be physically apart, spiritually we're always united, for love transcends space and time, and nothing is missing. And I'm sorry, I didn't show you the back of the other card. So this is that card. Okay. And then this one. Only time will tell. Okay, so love transcends space and time, and nothing is missing, but only time will tell, right? Because our kind of communication is only from our level in this reality that we live in. And the back of the card from the bottom of the deck is this energy here, the star and the Merkaba, and the teardrops, the almond eyes, all of those almond shapes are coming in. I'm getting really Pleiadian energy around this card as well. So that's the bottom of the deck, the underlying energy, kind of the Pleiadians watching over us. And again, your connection with your beloved, and that only time will tell. And remember, time is T-I and M-E, and for me, T-I is source. So source me. Connect with source. And let's see here. This is the very first message of the day I have for you. Okay, so I don't usually use my Starseed, my SIRIAN Starseed deck, the big cards up top, for these reads. I really, for you guys, haven't used it for any reads except for the one on the table, the 7-deck read. But in this read, I decided to put them out and see what happened. So that's the SIRIAN Starseed deck on top. And then we have the tea leaves pulled out as well. And then the Fortune's Oracle. And then we have the Journey of Love at the bottom with the half deck Rider-Waite. So it's the Rider-Waite deck, but only the half that has all the characters in it. Okay. So that is the first read. And for those of you not familiar with my reads, the left energies are the underlying energies, the bottom of the deck. 3 cards are usually pulled. Sometimes a 4th will come out connected to the other cards at the end here, which I use these for numerology purposes. So 2 cards or 1 card or 1 card, and we look up gematria here too. So those are the cards at the end, and also use those energies in the messages as well. Okay, so this first read was done on the 24th, so yesterday, and today is the 25th. And they were done at 10:43 to 47, which is the 3 of Cups, the 44 of the 4 of Cups, 46 of the 6 of Cups, and then 47 of the 7 of Cups. And it also brings through the energies of the Emperor and the Empress with the 4 and the 3. And the 4-7 is the heart to the crown energies. And the cards at the end of each deck came out to 2-3-2-1-1 and 2-3-4-1-1. But I also pulled out one of the tea leaves numbers, and it came out to 2-11 and 24-11, which 22-11 was very significant coming out because the first entry in gematria is congratulations, you figured it out. So that was pretty significant, but we'll get into all those messages. And also 4-1-1 and 2-1-1 both came up multiple times here. And of course, you know, 4-1-1 is information services, but 2-1-1 is more about community essential services. So the King of Wands to justice and urgent information, the Fool aligned with the Queen of Wands and justice for all. The High Priestess and the Empress in an urgent coupling and information, or the World and loving leaps, where the world is between the feminine and masculine, or a world apart, but also the Holy Grail, or in other words, the rail to get to the other side. So they have the tool to bridge that gap. The 22-11 first entry was congratulations, you figured it out. The second was decode 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. So again, the masculine of the land, the feminine of the sea. The third entry was the King of New Jerusalem. And the fourth entry was sorry, but the Savior is female. 24-11 came up as you'll be very happy. The second entry was he who created the universe. 3 was 2 soulmates, love. And then I skipped to 8 because the others didn't seem very significant or interesting to me. And then 8 was the final code to break Christ's second coming, twin flames. Okay? The 8th entry on 24-11 was the final code to break Christ's second coming, twin flames. So the Divine Feminine, our higher self, and the King of Wands for urgent community essential services and information In the 23 leap to 24 to align. So again, there's that reference of this year and next year, and also the King of Wands and Queen of Wands, and the masculine and feminine energies. And again, I've said this before, the King of Wands year, this year 23, is referencing the need to balance passion energy for the masculine. And then we'll see what the 24 brings up next year for the Queen of Wands. So at 11:11, we start the read here, the underlying energies of the Queen of Pentacles. And again, so much came up regarding time. It's interesting that time will tell. I saw on Instagram as I was posting something, Jen McCarty had posted a picture of a clock that was, I forget what the original time was, but it just wasn't the right time, right? So when the hours are pointing to like 9:15, which was so weird because I woke up and remembered at the 15 and then the 45, it was all in the quarters, and the clock when it was aligned was at 9:15, the 15 and the 45. So that was significant to the morning I woke up. But it's all a matter of timing. So at 11:11, I start this read at the underlying energy of the Queen of Pentacles, which is 66, and also the Sage energy. As in this deck, she is the Sage of crystals, with a stiff upper lip and fading coin, or is that a chocolate coin, and a big one at that, eating her emotions, perhaps a Capricorn, or codependent with shadow beneath her. The broom and the stork, new marriage, home, or new attitude, news of a birth, or sweeping and delivery, or cleanup for celebration, or to bring new and exciting things into your life, with the 5 and the 63 of mothering and the challenges of parenthood, as I'm losing my voice. The 9 of Swords, with changes, expansion, Hierophant, or Taurus, and getting hit by a light storm and fully exposed in the middle of the bridge to the elements, or a stress fracture perhaps, and Justice of 11, or difficult bridging from celebration to truth and balance. And again, that energy of the King of Wands needing to stay balanced, and of course if he goes out and parties he might have trouble then rebalancing again. But celebration to truth and balance, or Taurus to Libra here, as the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands, with the Ace of Pentacles, which is that offer of a new start or new life, or an offer of time, money, and energy. But again, this big new start to a new cycle. The 7 of Pentacles, which comes up in the SIRIAN Starseed deck as the Divine Feminine's heart in the E Tower, like Rapunzel, with the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles, right, ending a pain cycle and a manifestation cycle, with the 4 of Pentacles on the other side, which is the Divine Masculine's heart in the Bat Cave, with the shadow web of the Queen of Pentacles. So literally these cards came up with the Divine Feminine's heart and Masculine's heart bookending, and what's in the middle is the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. So the Queen of Wands crowning herself with the Knight of Wands, and who has a slow burn, or the Knight of Wands can literally be the Queen of Wands, her action, making a big offer, groundbreaking or stone-breaking plant to expose the diamond in the rough, the Divine Feminine's heart in the E Tower, ending pain or getting a massage or bliss, with the 10 of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy, or in other words, heaven on earth, with the Divine Masculine's heart in the Bat Cave, in the shadow web, the den with the Queen of Pentacles, where the first card out after the Queen of Pentacles underlying energy is the King of Pentacles. He's the first out. As the Divine Feminine's heart in the E Tower and the Divine Masculine's heart in the Bat Cave, with the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles between, ending pain or painful end, and distributing legacy and or abundant family, business, or community, or the Divine Masculine with shadow or Capricorn, Queen of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles, or siblings or in-laws with them, or the Queen of Wands and Knight of Wands breaking ground to reap rewards and or invest in blissful abundance, perhaps holding back from Capricorn, Queen of Pentacles, or the Queen of Pentacles and King of Pentacles, who are already wealthy, so they don't need a share, perhaps, at 1141, or perhaps in their perspective. And the King of Pentacles is overwhelmed by a broken wish and a broken ring, or a breakup, but healing. And again, 1141 is Justice and the Ace of Cups, or the Holy Grail. But healing with butterfly, which often references the daughter, and well family in a change for the better, with well wishes and successfully bridging to a full cup. And this was the 24th. So the Four of Swords with masculine rest, who's deep in thought, and the Five of Cups, the feminine covering their face, unable to look up at the Two of Cups in front of her after 3 lost. The crib in August, birth or conception of child, and a secret admirer. And the secret admirer in August came up multiple times, perhaps wanting to send flowers, but wanting to make sure they'll get it just right and hit the target or catch bullseye, the bullseye. Perhaps just shopping for cribs and vases at Target, or aiming for August, one by ocean and one by creek in the woods, healing heartbreak or from heart stress or after a storm, and getting over loss, regret, shame, or guilt, and or the past. The Queen of Pentacles could be cold to the King of Pentacles, a ghost, or all skull, with a stiff upper for the King of Pentacles, but no lower jaw at all. Or perhaps he's crystallizing to over big love after hurting someone and not knowing how, right, to bridge that gap. One deep in thought, the other feeling weak in manifesting the Two of Cups, with the crib and the vase, that both of those things can break if they fall. So August is target before the fall. So after the underlying energy of the chair that's filled by a younger woman with a misunderstanding on how to use a broom. So perhaps there's a child or someone or a partner who doesn't clean very much. And then October Tower or solid foundation, slowly but surely getting ahead. Crowning with honor and respect, coming to you, and news of birth or new business opportunity here. At 11:58, which is justice and the Four of Swords, the underlying energy, or aligning with the 5D connection, the underlying energy of the 8 of the dragonfly, after the 29 star and the 25 phoenix rising, that hard times are over, bursting through the ring of fire, as we just had the eclipse, dancing with confidence, great joy and renewal, and connection to spirit, with 31 of thorns, and knowing you can weather that you are ready for the 5 to celebrate and bring new into your life. The first card out then is the 20 of marriage, the 4 of birth, and the 17 of love. Attracting amazing energies here and love, moving positively forward in all areas of life. The first card then is the abundance and magic with lucky times ahead. At 12:04, and shut the door, with the 12 of the hanging man and the 4 of the emperor, or that lamb to leap, with knowing the 41 card of the Mary Magdalene energy, where she's carrying the weight of the world, you know, like an African woman carrying the water on her back, but in that buttercup yellow energy, and the card being knowing without knowing, the Holy Grail, the 37 of the fire and ice energy of JC, as we have a Mary Magdalene card right next to a JC card, and the 42 of the blood dance, the 27 of the ethereal touch, and then the 16 being the heart of the moment. And there's a lot about the Scorpio energies here, the Tower and the Death card. Not only were they in my messages of the day, but you'll see here we have the Tower and the Death card, with one card in between here, and the Tower and the Death card in the same positions in the underlying energy in the other deck, the exact same way, but with a different card in the middle, but similar energies. There's a lot of this energy of the Scorpio, which dives really deep. And the Death card in the main read on the table was reversed, but this Tower card was upright in the underlying energies. So the 16 here is the Tower of the heart of the moment, right, where the blood rushes to the heart. The 32 of devotion to the small, and the 3 of the burning hero, and the 63 of that light field, you know, that's really tough if you're fully exposed. Knowing without knowing, Mary Magdalene, fire and ice with JC. He's between red and blue in the vortex. seeing the white light at the end, as the yellow light is seen in the heart of the Two of Cups, with flames ethereal touch and sudden heart expansion, and the journey of devotion to the small, mothering, burning hero out in a shitstorm without a coat, stuck in the middle of the bridge, just unrolled. So it's like this unrolling of a bridge, like the red carpet. Rolling out the red fiery carpet as she innocently lay her seeds down and watered them, or rolling out new grass and sitting on the deck in order to watch them grow or see if they survive the storm. So the 43 is the bridge. Excuse me, not the bridge, but I wrote bridge. And I was supposed to write bride, but I added a G in there by accident, so there's no accidents. But the bride offers herself, but here the bridge also offers herself. So it's like the bride laying herself down as the bridge, rolling herself out. That fiery roll, willing to stand in the storm. As the 54s, the Page of Swords and the Earth Angel, blankets the earth with their warmth in the sun. Bridges of celebrations, marriages and weathering storms, and birth to reap great love and intimacy. The wake-up call to birth love over and over again. Lay structure for dreams to come true and show up in that shitstorm with a message for the wounded warrior that their bed is made, and thus the surrender. At 12:17, the Hanging Man and the Star, or the healing there, for dreams to come true. So at 12:18, the Hanging Man and the Moon, where one card was here at the end, the 9, which can represent the God energy of, and the card here is the heart of God, in the chaos of the cyclone and the calm of the vortex. Compassion, or calm passion, the easy pass connection, is the way to go. The wise one, both one and all, willing to go with and advise if asked. The monk's key to the 698 pod, paid on delivery with high vibe destiny of truth and balance, hanging out with epiphanies in the 10, 11, and then 12 and 13 that go in a set, just like the 698 pod where 8, 9 come together at the same time, and 4, 5 also are coming together at the same time, as in the 4 elements, with Mercury being the collective of that. So the 12-13 as a completion point of wholeness coming together with transition and change, as the Hanging Man and Dark Knight, Grim Reaper, is without their higher self. The 12 plus 13 equals 15, which is the shadow. So it's saying like the end combined with the transition here of 12 and 13, that completion point, yeah, adds up to the shadow side, right? Because it's a difficult transition to go through, because there's certain unknowns in transition. The one willing to go wherever you are and allowing you to receive the light without allowing their flame to go out. A cloak and dagger sort of thing at 12:24, the Hanging Man and the Queen of Wands, as 8 and 9 ring at the same time. All you need is love. Da, 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 da. And that's number 6. So there's that 698 pod thing. And remember, 7 is the key. So again, with the 12 and 13 equaling 15, or the shadow with them, the one willing to go wherever you are, but also allowing you to receive the light without allowing their flame to go out. A cloak and dagger sort of thing, as 8 and 9 ring at the same time. That all you need is love with the 6, and a boom, E rang. So there's the boomerang effect, which is boom, E rang. And E is also the feminine and the 1 equal and congruent to. So the underlying energy next at 12:30, which is the 4 of Wands or union, the underlying energy of the Page of Pentacles and the King of Cups, the child or student, King of Cups, or invite to come, or perhaps the Page of Pentacles and Knight of Wands, kids, with the King of Cups or grandparent, while Capricorn is with the King of Swords or ball and chain at mediation. Or the King of Cups and the King of Swords are neighbors waving high, and the King of Swords could be Gemini as Capricorn lover, with Hermit shedding light on Gemini or love relationship. with the Six of Cups of the innocent children or inner children, and the Page of Swords stepping up with the Knight of Swords and the Page of Cups, or the Emperor with kids, pets, or grandchildren, and the Page of Wands and Knight of Cups, perhaps offering kindness to the wounded warrior to make them happy, or they're also looking for work, or offering to help work or drive to an appointment, or to one who can't sleep or is stressing out, as the Queen of Swords speaks to the High Priestess or sister, and the King of Pentacles and Queen of Wands, or about secrets of the King of Pentacles and Queen of Wands, watching the Fool go free, as Cancer, Pisces, or Virgo, and Aries with Justice for All, or a walk around the neighborhood, or a quick drive, or perhaps going to the post office with Aries, Pisces, and Libra here. At 107 of the Divine Masculine or Magician, and the 7 of the Chariot, or perhaps Gamma Wave or Boomerang. The first card here is the King of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Magician, or Libra and Virgo, or King of Wands and Queen of Pentacles in court with Magician, Lawyer, or Gemini presenting, or Gemini and Saggy and Bride offering herself. It could be Aquarius and Aries there too. And then the cards at the end were the Empress with the Nine of Pentacles Sovereign and Dark Knight together, or stopped by Official, a religious leader, or Love is a Battlefield, or Taurus in North Node and Scorpio South with Sovereign between, or Taurus with Mother and offered a wand or choice or gift from the Queen of Cups to connect or partner with them, with Libra, Gemini, or Virgo, and Taurus. And at 117 to 118, the Star and the Moon, is Scorpio, perhaps Cancer too, or Pisces is also there, with mediation and those in the waiting room or next up. So again, people could be in court, and then there's other people waiting to go on to the next case. But also that can reference a doctor's office or something like that, where there's people in the waiting room after you're done. Perhaps someone you know, or you run into someone. There's also a lot about Georges coming up. So I didn't know, but there's a George Day on the 23rd, which I think Amanda Ellis was talking about that. I said I was listening to her the other night. But from the 22nd to the 24th, the 22nd, I had an appointment with a George. The 23rd was that let's see. So the 23rd was the George Day, and then on the 24th, my lawnmower guy is George. So there, like 3 days in a row, I had George energies. So that was significant. And Curious George is coming up. And again, curiosity of the question mark came up in the read I was doing today. So there's very much that energy of Curious George here, that's the energy of life that gets you going, is that spark of curiosity, being interested in something like a child. So the next read is this one here. And at the top we have Shaman Dreams, then we have the Metatron deck, and then the Starseed Oracle, and then the Fortune Oracle, and then my half deck Rider-Waite. So I'm going to pull it up a little bit so you can see better. Okay, so Shaman, Metatron, the Starseed cards, and then the Fortune Oracle, and my Rider-Waite half deck. Okay, so this was done yesterday evening at 9:38 to 9:42 when I pulled the cards. So we have the 38, 39, 40, 41, and 42, which is the Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, Page of Cups, Ace of Cups, and Two of Cups, all very all the loving energies you'd want to get. So the cards at the end of each deck were 11313 and 11348. The Leap to Double Death or Double Indemnity, Transition to Walk Away. So again, it's this energy of someone already being tried for something they didn't do, and so that they can actually do the dirty deed and get away with it without getting charged, right? I think that's double indemnity. Then I looked up 313 and 348 from Gematria, and 313 was the Cross, Hex, and the Magdalene bloodline. 3:48 was Spirit, Satoshi, and Detroit. I wasn't getting anything specific about them, but that might be a message for one of you. At 9:57 is the Hermit and the Three of Swords, the underlying energy of the 35 of the Lost Compass. The 16 two 16s in a row from different decks. Again, I told you the Scorpio energy is really significant here. The 16 of the Gold and the 16 of the Seal of Evolutionary Colors. And again, that's from the Starseed deck. Awareness and multi-directional changes. The 6 of the Chariot, and then the Queen of Swords, which is the fifth, is 52. The Wounded Warrior and the Twin Towers of sudden gold and directional change as lovers in Chariot arrive to pick up the Queen of Swords, or is the Queen of Swords the stepmother blocking Cinderella? At 11:11, getting back to integrity and the energy of the 11th hour, suddenly to infinitum and horizontal resonance. So it's like the star, the supernova happening up and down, and then the resonance of the horizon line that then spreads out far and wide. The 11:11 actually is north and 12, right? So the 11 to 11 is actually the 12 o'clock mark on the clock and north. In surrendering to gold and spray of directional color across the land, creating a path for Cinderella's chariot, as the stepmother interferes in hopes the chariot will revert to a pumpkin at 12, and then therefore she can't get what she wants at 12:15. So the 10:15. So 10:15 is the Wheel of Fortune and the Devil. And then we have the 43 of the Three of Cups, the 36 of the 10 of Wands or Atlas energy, the 57 of the Three of Swords, and the 35 of the Wounded Warrior. And then there's this energy of joy and too much of it, that energy here of the Taj Mahal, that's flooded because there's just too much of a good thing, of weight and spaced out, needing direction to heal and reveal the unmarked trail, the twisting of the screws and putting on the pressure as the second hand is ticking and the Wounded Warrior is surrendering, but at the last minute. At 10:32 is the 10 of the Wheel of Fortune, 32 of the Journey, as the first card out here is the 28 of the Twin Flames, or the Choice of Path, and the Hollow Bone of Teachability. And are you? The 22 of the Fool's Embrace, transmuting pain, and the 7 of the Covenant, the Sacred Contract, as the Twin Flames leap in child's pose, Superfly style, as the boomerang comes back around the mountain when she comes, honoring their sacred contract, the 7th seal broken. With one card at the end, the 58, which is the 4 of Swords and the 5D connection made, and the mirror is smashed. And I've never gotten this energy before. It's very significant. The 7th seal broken and the mirror has been smashed, which is, again, the end of needing to reflect in ego sublimation. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Well, Snow White and Sleeping Beauty both went to sleep, but Cinderella stayed up all night and made the prince work to see her true worth, while supporting the mice and the birds, and not lowering her standards, and yet showing compassion for her captors, being the Bella of the ball or sphere, with Bellatrix up her sleeve, with the support of the king's family. I have a feeling at the same time a fly got caught in CERN's gears with internal shattering and vacuum splattering. At 10:49, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the 49 of getting one's wish, the underlying energy of the 24 of the Queen of Wands and the orange energy and stretching to release that fire energy to attune, and the 52 of the Queen of Swords with priorities to light up that rainbow by breathing, again, the rainbow energy, like bridging that gap by breathing in deep and opening your golden wings, transitioning to the gold, the ancient one, to infinitum. Mother Earth, 18, cooling the grounds with 47 of blessings and thanks of 4 to 7, which is the heart to the crown and thanksgiving every day, jumping right in to emerald green healing with the 39 and Knight of Cups. And then the one card here is the red root truth of peace offering. So again, the natives offering peace to the white man at Thanksgiving. From Kansas to Emerald City, all illusions smashed here. So again, the smashing of the mirror again. And again, CERN. I don't know what's going on at CERN right now. I don't know if there's been any news about CERN. Well, let's look. Do I have my... Where did I put it? Oh, I don't know where my other one is. So I can't show you right now. So at 11:06, which is Justice and the Lovers with space between, the SIRIAN Stargate, and 54, which is the Page of Swords, after the Galactic Transporter, the Chamber of Regeneration, and the Seal of Subtle Luminosities cards came up. So Confederation ship, and again there's this reference to the Confederation ship that hangs out at Jupiter, and the number 45 here, which is purging. And then the 56 of the Two of Swords with a message to us in seal of our subtle lights as human beings with 11 and alignment. The 54 of the Page of Swords of transcendence and serenity, the SIRIAN Stargate message as Orion must get through Andromeda to get to Pegasus, which Elena Danan just talked about Pegasus as being our original place from the Altians. In a message to the Emperor and that sudden horizon, suddenly her eyes, Andromeda, on Pegasus, pegged as us, or US. As the vertical pillar hits superstar status in the joining of JC and Mary Magdalene, and there's that reference to the toroidal field of JC, directional longitude, and the of the mountains and valleys along the land, and the double diamonds in a phased array of twin flames who are who they say they are. And there's this reference to Jesus Christ Superstar there. Do you think you're what they say you are? Jesus Christ Superstar. So that was coming up. So again, the vertical pillar hits superstar status and joining of JC and Mary Magdalene, double diamonds, in a phased array of twin flames who are who they say they are. With the one card out here, 13, 12, and 81, the transition of wisdom of the Christed higher self and the hanging man to end karma around the world. With 106, those three cards add up to 106, which is the 1 of the magician and the 6 of the lovers with space between, the magic lovers. The seal of harmonic order and fulfilled transformation and dimensional planes of perception, number 9, with cooperation, metamorphosis, and universal understanding and objective observation. At 11:23 of alignment, truth, and balance with the 23 of the King of Wands and this year, the three cards there were 57, 61, and 76. The 3 of Swords, the 7 of Swords, and the 8 of Pentacles. Perhaps disappointing, risky work here. And the Chamber of Exhilaration and Teleportation with dimensional planes of perception, number 4. Enthusiastically learning, generous exchange and transference with intent and mental breakthrough in the underlying energy of the 32 of transformation at 11:28, which is aligning with the twins. The 32 of the journey and transformation and breaking the chains, the 10 of fire burning through the upheaval to embrace the renewal. 34 of the energetic exchange and arrows of love, of unity and divine understanding, and the 25 of the Knight of Wands, Phoenix rising through the divine connection. The 22 of the Fool on the mountain, who must still remain cautious, but with Cinderella's chariot, charging ahead with confidence, staying strong and focused with love as your guide. So there's this reference of the man on a mission but now he's got his connection, right? So he's got that chariot, which is ascension vehicle. So as long as he is Cinderella's chariot on the mountain, he knows he's good. To stay strong and focused with love as your guide. And then the first card here is the 11 of flowers, and then the 7 of the cracker, and 33 of the unicorn. Of coach and flowers, lovers align with generosity, positive energies with truth and balance, and the key of the unicorn, and the 33 of unity consciousness. And remember, unicorn is one horn. With the cards at the end, the 28 of the snake, and the 8 of the dragonfly, the 9 of the eagle, and the 21 of the moon. Hydra, which comes up, we broke that down the other day as hide and seek, or shedding the snake's skin, Hydra, where the 8 and 9 dance together, 2 as one, and eagle eye, and the world from the moon. So a different perspective from the moon than from here, as the eagle has landed. So again, Hydra, hide and seek, or shedding skin, as 8 and 9 dance together, 2 as one, and eagle eye and the world from the moon, as the eagle has landed. Spring's choice of path is light in step, as August dragon flies, and 9/21, which is September 21st, the fall equinox on the moon. Shedding, flying, and landing, and I was getting shedding as a whole, like being in the shed in a holding pattern. So shedding, flying, and landing. The supernova twin event is the starting gate for 4 horsemen with the chariot working together to reach their destination, the unforgettable connection at 11:59, which is the 11th hour, the minute before 12. The underlying energy here is the King of Swords and the Lovers, and the High Priestess with the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Wands, which it turned 12 at the Queen of Wands, which is also Omega, which is referenced as the illumination at the top of the head. The King of Swords, Gemini, and Virgo, King of Pentacles, or lover and their assistant or silent partner or sister. At 12 o'clock is the Queen of Wands looking to their partner to take the show on the road, free to be me, or Cancer and Aries, as the Knight of Pentacles offers the Empress or Taurus, Knight of Pentacles, who perhaps can't sleep or is stressed out about the Magician and the World at 12:04, the Hanging Man and the Emperor. The Magician and the World, or is that the masculine and the feminine, or Gemini or Virgo and Pisces as well, laying their cards on the table in front of the world, or the neighborhood perhaps, and the judge or justice system, or Libra, with the Page of Cups, Hermit, where both are innocent and mature guidance. Pisces and Libra and Mercurial bookends as the Dark Knight to the Queen of Cups in a checkmate for the young prince, or the Devil's Advocate at 12:08, the Hanging Man and the dance of manifesting your dreams. As the Page of Pentacles in an interrogation with the Page of Swords and the Knight of Swords, as the Queen of Swords turns forward to speak, or perhaps the Speaker of the House, with Scorpio and Capricorn and lots of air, or legal advice, or Queen to Princess, or is that the Bishop, which Bishop breaks down to shop, perhaps the Queen and the Princess out shopping there. So again, there's this chess move play, but it's not about checkmating the king, it's like checkmating the queen. So again, it said Pisces and Libra with Mercurial bookends, Gemini and Virgo, as Dark Knight to Queen of Cups, and checkmate for the young prince, or the Devil's Advocate. The Page of Pentacles, right, the young curious student, in interrogation with the Page of Swords and Knight of Swords, who are also young energies, as the Queen of Swords turns forward to speak. And remember, the Queen of Swords is like the Queen of Hearts in Alice in Wonderland, and she chops off their heads, right? Off with their heads, but she's all talk. So the Queen of Swords turns forward to speak. Scorpio and Capricorn and lots of air, or legal advice, or the Queen to Princess, or Bishop to shop, as the sovereign Nine of Pentacles receives twin in innocent briefing at 12:18, the Hanging Man and the Moon. Oh, that's funny, the Hanging Man and the Moon. As the King of Wands watches the Queen of Pentacles, as the King of Cups looks forward, the Knight of Wands and the Wounded Warrior are on guard, as the Emperor is inspired or with the Page of Wands, or is the Page of Wands the Emperor's inner child? So there was that message. So the third message of the day here was from today, also very significant, so stay tuned if you can. The top card there is the Past Life deck. That's a Brian Weiss deck. And then we have the combination of Lenormand Reverie and the Kipper deck combined. And also, along with those two decks, I was guided to put out the Zodiac deck with them. So the Zodiac is in there too. And then we have the Metatron deck, the Journey of Love, and the bottom, the half deck of Rider-Waite. So let me bring them up closer so you can see the cards. So look at the Past Life deck cards. The three that came out were all bright white energies, and they're flickering in the sun right now. The ship, the teepee, and the two doves. And look at the light shining in on the doves. Wow. And the teepee. Really cool. Okay, so these are the different energies. Okay, so this was done this morning, 11:09 to 11:16. So again, the 16 coming up. We have 11:09, 9 is the Hermit, 2 at 11:11, which is references the twin flames in Gematria, as well as what you know, twin flames. But it's also about alignment, justice, truth, and balance. The 12 of the Hanging Man, the 14 of Temperance, and the angels, and that higher love, and the 16, of course, of the Tower energy and sudden events. So as soon as I dealt the first deck from the Past Life deck, I was getting Father, 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 and coming up as an afterthought, right? Because that Father card, it was literally the little baby's hand wrapped around the Father's finger, right? The finger of God. As the child being an afterthought, or the last card here, or their connection with the Father being an afterthought, with 3 cards at the end. The cards at the end of each deck came out to 22, 1, 1, 1, 2, and then 37, 4, 1, 2, 6. The Fool's Justice of the 1, 2, 3 jump, the Boomerang to the Lambda leap, hanging out with lover and or family, in the Fool's journey for justice, alignment, and the Hangman's wisdom of unconditional love, the Holy Grail, and the Lion's heart. Congrats, you figured it out. So 2211 came up again. The Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine, and the King of Cups, which is also unconditional love, receives love from the Page of Wands, that little lion's heart, with 3 keys. 41 is the Ace of Cups or the Holy Grail. 2, the Spiral Lovers and or family, where the Fool co-creates with the Divine Feminine, with justice for both, the Empress and the Emperor in the Chariot hanging out as lovers do, the Wise Family or Wise Lovers and hanging out with family. As we get into the underlying energies of 11 at 11:25, again alignment with the Knight of Wands, and the underlying energy in the Past Life deck here was Egypt. And someone had just brought up Egypt before I started my video. I was listening to some when I was hanging out outside for a few minutes with Teddy. Trying to remember what he was talking about with Egypt. But Egypt was coming up. And for me, it was coming up as the portal Egypt. So the underlying energy Egypt, and we'll get into that in a second, with the 34 of occupation next to the 43 of healing, and they're the reflections of each other, 34 and 43. And then the 60 of riding the cosmic wave, piggyback, twin swans, and the Knight of Cups offering love to the world as the 2 as 1. So the Knight of Cups is coming up as the 2 together. And the Egyptian portal was coming up, and realize that Egypt has Gyp in the middle, GYP of the gypsies, and then ET around it of the extraterrestrial. But ET is also and in French, right? And is always more. What's next? But the Egyptian portal coming up is the ET gypsies, with the GYP references gypsy. Again, goes back to the Romanis and Roma swindlers, and the Jews seen as defrauders, and the Welsh who talk about the swindling by defrauding on a debt or defaulting on a debt, the rip-off, the cheat, the swindle, the pain, the discomfort, but also the contra dance, where it's two lines facing off each other, where they don't touch, but they just use their eyes to connect. The ancient Greek for vulture, and thievish servants or college servants who steal, right, who try to get something because they don't have any money. And then the EGY of Egyptian is the abbreviation for Egyptian, or this one, and, so again, one and, same approximate some around and this, or one who roams, Egypt-T, one equal and congruent to one who roams, travels, or performs, and is seen as untrustworthy because they don't have roots. They travel all the time. With time off all the time, which is also seen as someone who's lazy, with space to wander aimlessly. E.T. roamers, and pain, or in that contra dance, with eyes on each other but without touching. The pyramid portal where the ships come in, with lots of back and forth or busy work, and then coming together to receive healing, to sow, and then reap and find peace on the two swan love train as one, the Knight of Cups offering love. And Virgo 6, Virgo is also the sixth sign, which is love in work, but more love backed by source in a pause to receive in healing. So again, there's great love in work that you love to do, but there's even more love because source backs it up if you take that pause to receive also in healing. So not just giving and working and doing things you love, but allowing your own healing is very supported by source. At 11:51 is justice to align in the King of Swords, or Libra King of Swords. And then 11:2 came right up as I started, which references the King and Queen of Swords. The medicine man or woman and wars or battles on how to get the tripod up and working. The Confederate ship, but without a Union flag, is referencing imprisonment and slavery, and that doctors are there to fix the problems, to release the imprisonment, and to release the chains with wisdom. And the white unicorn's horn reflecting the crossbars of the jail cell, and the bayonet at the end of the rifles, the guns. The unicorn spear was literally running right through those pictures of the jail cell and the bayonet on the end of the gun. Straight to the point, no questions asked. Drilling, not grilling. The point home. The point of no return, or back to the future, to the stars where you once belonged. The wisdom or wise dom, and the galactic or gal act of the inner child. Where I scream, you scream, we all scream for ice cream, the land of leap to I scream. Because CRE is to believe and trust and just know in your heart of hearts. The inner child with the E is the egg cracked open, just knowing I am. I scream, or I cry out loud at birth to know that I am. To speak, therefore I am. To resonate, to resound, call home. The lion's roar, longing for home. As Asia Minor comes up, as ASIAMINOR comes up as I am also nor. When you drape yellow confidence and ego across the left shoulder to the right liver and kidney, where the heart wants a liver, someone who lives, and a live kid. Any will do. The unicorn and the mother's And the mother's, I want to say story, but I didn't write story, I wrote sorry. The unicorn in the mother's sorry, stripped of her right as a female to bear children. And there's that thing, it's very much coming up in China, obviously, where people have been restricted about how many children they can have. And this was addressing that. The unicorn in the mother's sorry that they've been stripped of their right as a female to bear children, as men bear arms to protect them. But bare arms are for hugging, not fighting. And after the war, the horse is put out to pasture. So Mr. and Mrs. Ed, no longer of use, except on the farm, far from Egypt, they're traveling home. Each with their own pyramid and fire in their belly to inspire them. That there's no place like home, there's no place like home, there's no place like home. Homey and ho, om, and me. The lovers, the dreamers, and me. As the frog Hermie is seeking to be prince. For the prince doesn't look to rule the land, but to love the people and offer kindness and a hand. At 1212 is the hanging man times 2 of the ships, the Native Americans, and forgiveness. And notice, like I said before, they were all pure and white and crisp. A new ship coming in to stay, or TP anyway, which may be more of a temporary home, as the doves are all flapping their wings about it. Pirates and gypsies, don't you know, with alfalfa sprouts to mark Spanky's clubhouse, with upside-down doorway arched at the bottom like a mouth open. A smiley guy with a few hairs sticking up, playing cowboys and Indians where the sea meets the land. The flagship and the little triangular one. The eagles have landed in the woods and fields, the Eagle Scouts, and the big ship is way out to sea, the good ship Lollipop, and the winged white birds in pairs trying to see eye to eye while hovering, their hovercraft, their ability to H over, and remember H is the 2 4s stacked on top of each other like 2 chairs. The H is also the I on its side, infinitely dancing in the contra dance, the 2-line dance, until the spiral meets, or at least overlaps, because the 2 spirals will never meet. They keep spiraling to infinitum. But it's really to when they visually overlap in the H of the 2 4s, or the lap dance I call it in the 3D, as opposed to the 8 of the do-si-do in the 5D. The 2 4s in the lap dance to become the crazy 8s, constantly spiraling or spinning until dizzy. And who does that? Well, kids, of course, wanting to feel what they could feel, what it takes to drop, to surrender, to go into a dream. So I was taken back to the park I used to go to growing up, where they have, what's it called? The thing that you spin, you run and try to spin around, and you hold on and stay in the center of it, and you can lie down in the middle or whatever. But you try to stand up, but you usually get dizzy and fall down or want to get off because you get nauseous. So at 12:25, the hanging man and the Knight of Wands woke up, got out of bed, dragged a comb across my head. So I heard the news today, oh boy, as the authority figures and sparkle around the gavel regarding the love life and roses, or Jack Hammer and Rose to the occasion. There's that reference to Titanic with Jack and Rose. And what came of that? An afterthought of the Jack Hammer and Rose to the occasion in the 0 point, with a lapse of thought at orgasmic thought, and some little one who sneaks in under the radar while you're not paying attention, a tiny little hand holding on to the father's pointer finger, saying, "Father, Father, Father, please don't let me go. Don't send me to them." And of course, that's the Black Eyed Peas And there's that referencing of the peas and the pods, but the black-eyed references the pupil, the student, which is the portal, right? It's infinite. To help us send some guidance, please, Father, before releasing me to their womb, please send some guidance from above, because people got me. They got me questioning, where is the love? I got to keep my faith alive until love is found. Now ask yourself, where is the love? And again, this is one world, and that's all from their song. So the eyes that take in infinitely are the pupils of life, the wandering Jew or Kung Fu, and Gypsy Lou, or beautiful little cottages in West Lou, in Hannafore, and views of Lou's stand. There are only 15 minutes walk, 15 referencing the devil, and a private park. Or coastal path to Heartland and Talland, and I was getting the talons of the bird, and Pope Arrow and beyond. Near Plymouth Rock, and then the plying the mouth open was coming up with the teepee and the upside down doorway, and St. Austell, which references the path of gold, Suite 11, at the utmost southern part of the UK. You okay? Facing France in a line dance. So again, there's this reference of England playing off of France in that line dance, right? Eyeing each other but never touching. So then I'm looking at the map, because a map came up on the site that came up when I looked up the lyrics. And the continent of South Africa, I noticed, looked like my Uncle David, like a profile of him, which was really weird. But Uncle David with like alfalfa hair sprouting out of his head, which is then the connection with Mexico, connected through Mexico to us, or the U.S., and the Florida Keys, and Main Street, mainland, with Great Lakes and Angels, and CA, or Canadian Connections, and Houston Space Center, home to mission control and astronaut training. And an article came up from the dailypress.com from April 18, 23, the Virgin Gazette, and James City, of 6 War Hill high school students traveling to NASA competition to see their project incorporated into real space missions, which is called, the project is called Hunch, or the program. And then a retirement living place came up in an advertisement that was Southeast PA, called White Horse Village. So at 12:57 is the Hanging Man and the Three of Swords. The underlying energy was the 22 of the official person, the 15 of the lover, the 12 of the privileged lady, and the 7 of the message, with 34 occupation. The Fool makes official with privileged lady, with a message or results, and keeping hands busy, perhaps in energetic exchange, or occupied by the arrows of love, with Aries, Capricorn, Pisces, and Cancer, and sowing the seeds of love. And of course, that's Tears for Fears. As Neptune or Pisces and 21 joins Libra 7 and Virgo 6, Libra is head on, and Virgo is with angle or angelic realms on her side. Dreamy, whole, and complete, balanced with pure intent. Perhaps other fiery Mars lit a fire or gave them the boot to kickstart their dreams for Libra and Virgo in energetic exchange, walking like Egyptians. As the 29 loving woman and the 28 loving man, with truth and love on their sides, and Rose to boot, each waiting for results, with Saturn or Capricorn in number 19, and Saggy number 9, which comes up at 107, the masculine, and the boomerang or gamma ray, the chariot. With sun and source, of course, as to be in heaven is to dance. And then the 7-8 comes up of the 10 of Pentacles, which is the end of the deck, and referencing heaven on earth. I'm in heaven. And that, again, the Green Mile. So the key to the black-eyed peas, or the pod, is to boomerang back to Father, with key to the mother's pod. The finger of God linked to baby's little hand in all this. As Capricorn and Saggy, she and he, the suns shine, and hermits all, as in the AWL, which is the arrow that creates the whole, and the target, which is the all, ALL, with help from the wise hermit, of course. If not Capricorn and Saggy, then Leo and Virgo, with Pisces well wishes, 41 and 12, of the Holy Grail of Love and the wise hanging man, the hermit's sun, as the devilish Mercury with towering sun on their side, Gemini, Virgo, Scorpio, and Leo, and Jupiter moon, which is Ganymede, where the book ends and meets. He with sudden thoughts of she, and the devil's tower, and the sun's moon, with the Ace of Pentacles proposal of 3, the abundant marriage, and or news of son to mother, as December, January rings, as the archer pulls back to mark their target. And in the meantime, where mean is intention, and time elusive, the Knight of Cups takes a chance, and the King of Wands 23, McDreamy, is to the courthouse with paperwork, or perhaps that's the English or British attorney, and what a girl wants. Her gypsy American mom and her buttoned-up dad to come together and be happy. The 4 of the Emperor and the King of Cups home, or have a home base with plenty of space to roam. With the 16 or suddenly hits it out of the park, as the 6 of Cups, double diamond stars, are brand new, twin towers, and transition of Scorpio and Taurus North Node to Libra and Aries North Node, just before the Sun hits Leo, which I think is July 18th, 23, which by the way adds up to 32, the journey. And again, that leads right into Lionsgate, which actually starts in the beginning of July, as a sunny crown appears, a nature totem or lion's back, the tie-on of the tiger lioness totem, or a triple play of the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, trifecta. You can see the masculine energies, but you are blinded by the light of the feminine crown. Sophia is so phi, and remember that phi is expansive and contractive, but reflective in the middle, and unable to look at the sun before she is the one. At 133, again, the leap, the divine masculine, the magician, and the Christ energy, the unity consciousness. So at 227, the underlying energy with the Ace of Wands, the flame, and the divine feminine energy, or the higher self, the underlying energy of the Queen of Cups 38 with the chakra light body powered up, and the 22 Archangel Sandalphon, who's with you now. So pause to receive. So go ahead and take a moment if you want to. As the Queen of Cups and the Fool with an open heart, which I was getting Teddy Bear, our dog, come together to heal, perhaps with music and touch. After the Tree of Life, and then traveling on, coming down the mountain, and with angelic help to conquer your fears, the 42 of the 2 of Cups is going with the flow of the salt river that leads to the fresh in the canoe whispering bench, with stones and pebbles as your guides, and a wake-up call. Oh, I was just getting from Jesus Christ Superstar again, right? Where all the stones begin to sing is that, hey, Zana, ho, Zana, 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 ho, Zana, hey, Zana, ho, Zana. Hey, JC, won't you fight for me? Zana, ho, superstar. Why waste your breath moaning at the crowds? Nothing can be done to stop the fighting. If every voice were still, the noise would still continue. The rocks and stones themselves would start to sing. So that was coming up for you guys. Hosanna, hey, Zana, as the stones and pebbles as guides, and wake-up call to align to listen and tone, as I have something caught in my throat. This is nature's call to the dragon sun, that it's time to come home. We know you've had fun out at play, but we need your belly fire and strength to lead the way, with flame in hand and ring of 3 keys in the other, to spiral up onto the path of least resistance through arches and steeples to dance in a higher love. The key that's laid out before you so that when you get there, you'll know. As the Queen of Cups lights up and St. Dolphin strings as you both pause to heal and sing. Hey, Zana, ho, Zana, 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 hey. So there's that reference too to saying hi to the ho, right? At 2:38 is the Divine Feminine again and the Queen of Cups. We're the three of creation and expansion in your life as the earth flowers every color in abundance with the Page of Cups 40 of the mother and child and the evolution of the sweet heart, the new, the innocent, and the 31 of transformation of receiving the light and storing it in the dark shadow pack for later, before, and now. With one card of number 2 of time out for the Divine Feminine or higher self to review and reflect in the purple moon after receiving the golden sun. Day and night, you are the one. With Cancer and Leo and Sirius Mother as a star is born when the North Node switches, or Sophia's witches. A bit of a battering ram as Cancer and Leo keeps them in check at 2:44, the Divine Feminine higher self, and the 44 of Hercules, her harvest, with the purple reflection and fiery crown at 2:45, and the purging of the underlying energies of the 46 of the loving children, and just for a moment, joy of the children, source direct connection. That moment when a new soul comes in, right? When an angel is born. The 66 of coming together, 2 pages of cups and the Queen of Pentacles to take a walk and go within. Man of the earth, woman of the sky, in the laying down of the hair for the golden white light. The 47 of the 7 of cups and soft synchronistic heaven in your eyes of the 4 to 7, heart to crown, that join in the 8, the high heart dance of the Knight of Cups 39, and letting the feminine lead the way, with snake in hand, her natural lasso, in sensual awakening to finding peace of the 60, and riding the cosmic wave at the bow of the Titanic, riding 2 swans. Unafraid with heart open wide. So again, that picture of Jack and Rose at the front of the Titanic with their arms open wide. The first card here is the 14 of falling, light as a feather, and the 19 of Shakti, the shock of source, the sun, who doesn't always translate her message correctly, the patient angel and the fiery sun, and the 13 of gifts received of orbs and light against nature's colors. Connected to the 31, which reflects the 13, the Christ flame of death and life, of control and chaos, of letting go and allowing, the gifts and the burn. The 25 of the Knight of Wands, and the question mark, and the seed of the heart, because remember X is the unknown. The curiosity and the flame to see it through. Going on a treasure hunt, where X, the unknown, marks the spot. 3 lines down is 111, or for me, co-creation, at the question mark, which is the unknown. With a pinch and a squeeze and a tropical breeze, which is the energy of conception or birth, with Bloody Marys, Bloody Marys, Bloody Marys, which is the afterbirth or period of change, and gotcha, where you catch the baby as they shoot out, or the womb catching the seed when no one's paying attention, or gasm. Organized asms, or as I am moments at 3 o'clock on the dot. As Hachi arrives right on time, just the wrong grail line at 3:02 of the Empress and the High Priestess with space between, the underlying energy of the world and the Page of Cups, or that sweet innocent energy, or Pisces with the Queen of Pentacles Capricorn, the mother and child, the world and the ball and chain. Again, the energy of a child meaning everything. So they also tie them down. And just so tempted with Grandma nearby for sleepless nights, and the Magician to make it all better, with Gemini and Virgo and that Mercurial energy, happy as the Knight of Pentacles is helping the Fool who took that lover's leap, as the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles getting each other free or setting each other free, or the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords who are soulmates or siblings, and the Queen of Swords who's now speaking to the King of Wands, perhaps his sister and the King of Pentacles, or the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Swords, not forgetting the King of Swords too, or the Queen of Swords and the King of Wands, and the King of Swords, Knight of Swords, which can be the same person, to the Queen of Wands with the King of Pentacles and a silent partner, sister, or assistant between those two bookends of the King of Swords with the Queen of Wands, and then the King of Swords with the Queen of Wands. So they're partnering up to move, travel, or ascend, to inspire the Emperor to offer love or propose, or driving to the Emperor to inspire the Page of Wands and the Knight of Cups to move forward, or a big family here with lots of people. The underlying energy of the Knight of Cups 39, looking straight at the Hermit, looking back at them, where the Hermit and Dark Knight or the Death card are back to back here, the 9 and the 13, to the Queen of Cups, then closing out the bookend there with number 38. As the Hermit or Virgo counsels the Knight of Cups, and the Dark Knight or Grim Reaper or Scorpio counsels the Queen of Cups. Or that Scorpio energy will walk over anyone who gets in their way to get to the Queen of Cups. And is the Hermit and Dark Knight bringing together or trying to keep them apart? Or is this an old man's death keeping them apart, or keeping the light on for the Knight of Cups to come home, as the Dark Knight then, as a tag team, takes over from there, passing the baton from the Knight of Cups to the Hermit, to the Dark Knight to the Queen of Cups, in the fourth quarter, where quarter is the cue that you are urgently needed at home. Perhaps Scorpio comes to visit, or the Knight of Cups, Dark Knight, comes a-calling, or Pisces, Virgo, Scorpio, and Cancer, or just two, the Knight of Cups and Queen of Cups, with only God and death between them, or light and dark. At 3:20, which is the Empress and the Judgment card, the wake-up call, the cards at the end here, were the Knight of Wands, Justice, as the Knight of Wands rushes back to save the day, Justice or Libra, and the Sovereign Catch, given a choice as the King of Cups looks away. Or two are vying for her attention, and the King of Cups is on guard or doesn't think either is good enough for her. Or them, if the two suitors are for two different women, perhaps. The Wounded Warrior's surrender is here, the Savior stepping down for the stars to rise, surrendering all wounds to have, hold, and love at 3:25. And that is the Empress and the Knight of Wands. Right, so it's kind of like the, and again, the Knight of Wands can be the one who needs to step up their game if they want the Empress, so to speak. Right, because they could be the player, they could be the one who fell short, or they feel like they felt short, they feel unworthy, or the one who's paralyzed by their passions, and all that jazz. And here we have the 7-deck read on the table. I haven't done a 7-deck for you in a little bit. Okay, and by the way, the card back here is the 2 of Cups, and this is the Lover's card underneath these guys here, just so you know. Because we have the 2 of Cups and the Lovers in this read. So this was done yesterday. I cut the SIRIAN Starseed deck at 3:19, which is the Empress and the Sun. So there's a lot about Mother and Son here. And at 4:02, which is the Emperor and the High Priestess, Ether of Crystals came up, as well as F crystals and ALS. And think ALS is Lute Gehrig's. So F crystals can be someone cursing off the crystals, and crystals is Christ-like or crystals, which is purging. But the F is also digamma or twin flame energy, and the ether of crystals can be the energetic exchange of Ker, which can be a bad spirit, but it has other definitions as well. But again, it's all about the crystals of being Christ-like or purging. So at 4:16, I finished clarifying. And 4:16, I was about to start your video actually at 4:16. but I hadn't plugged in my headset yet, so I didn't actually start, I think, till 4:18. But here's 4:16, which was coming up as significant because the 16 tower energy kept coming up over and over again. So the 4 of the Lambda leap to the tower, or the Emperor's tower, and the major arcana here of the Ascension, which is the World card, the Wheel, the Great Wheel, the Lovers, and then before the read, the Chariot, Tower, and Transition or Death card came up, and after the read, the Star card. There were, what's the first one? 3 swords. I forgot to write swords down. There were 3 swords, 2 cups, 2 pentacles, and 1 wand. So 32 and 21, which is the journey of the world, or to complete, to come full circle of the journeyman. The King of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles were the main players. And after the read was the Page of Wands, Page of Cups, and Knight of Wands. There's a lot of childlike energy there, like a group of kids. So I don't know what's really going on at the end unless you just have a lot of kids. That can be kids, puppies, messages. It could be a big family reunion where there's people of all ages coming together. There were double 1s and double 10s here, so very much accentuating the transition. And we also had 12, so 11 is justice, and 10 is that high vibration. 12 is the hanging man. 23 also came up with the King of Wands. 35 of the 9 of Wands, wounded warrior. 56 of the 2 of swords. 69 of the Ace of Pentacles. And then 9, 10 begin again. And 110 also came up as 0, supporting the 11 of justice, alignment, truth, and balance. Getting a lot of source support for that, for the 11. So on the code line here, there were no numbers in the message today. And the words that came up at the end from the numerology deck were healing and effort. With the top dog or time out in alternating currents, toggling in a hard left, which references the feminine, and also the right angle, the great wheel, and then TEIN came up, which also references a lot of definitions, but it's also the path, the route, the approach, the coin, the squirrel, carrying something out, executing something, and also it's woman energy. So also tact and left, which can be tactless, as destined high vibe in the great wheel with the moral man in a healing effort here. Time to act and turn left, destined to carry out an approach or implement means and route with woman of woman offshoot, right? An offshoot from the trunk, who may be cold as ice. Also, I am silent, source, to the left, or the feminine side of source. The destined high and high vibe route, the coin or Kohan, and approach. Touched but without Sophia, destined moral man in a healing effort, or in the path of the healing effort, and the toggling up before and after meals is a destined path here. So remember to connect with source before and after meals. And again, you understand the energy of praying before your meal is just to, connect with your highest vibration to transmute the energies you're taking in, but also allowing your digestive system to be able to receive it well at the same time. So this read starts with the Ace of Swords reversed in the underlying energy here with the mini cards on top. And below that Ace of Swords was the Chariot reversed, the 3 of Swords upright, the Tower upright, the Ace of Cups upright, and then the Transition or Death card reversed. In a split, a lie, or divide, or the need for the whole truth and clarity, perhaps after a break up, a breakdown, a break in, out, or breakthrough, in separation or heartbreak, disappointment, and suddenly new or outpouring of love, perhaps after a death or near-death experience, or just dead tired and are clingy and feeling defeated. Uncomfortable receiving a loving message, or the Page of Cups, taking a load off, or without response. As the King of Swords is upright, but the King of Cups reversed, who may be iffy about proposing to an awakened one, or worried about their ego. Stuck, stressed, or sudden offer of love, but tired of the divide and unclear lines. Head over heart, intelligent, honest and clear and direct, but depressed or detached or drinking too much. With Cancer reversed and Scorpio all over the place, or both upright and reversed, Pisces or Capricorn reversed, defenseless, unstable in awakening in a breakup or no affection, or destabilized by ego of X in energetic exchange with the Page of Swords upright, who may be trapped or anxious, suddenly implementing a plan or investing or spending or being clingy but free. After work, wanting to make plans or follow through, but they're dead tired, perhaps a walk with a friend will be just the thing. Perhaps after trampling or stuccoing or getting something to stick, and head definitely not above water, time to freshen up for a loyal friend. Detoxing a scam, or after sneaking away from work, or ghosting the devil or X for the Queen of Pentacles reversed, and defend their honor. With true love coming up, and below that was deception. After a nightmare, perhaps with a flirtatious group or person, and the Ten of Cups reversed, unhappy family, or an ending that should have been over a long time ago. With the Five of Cups reversed, getting over loss, regret, and the Page of Pentacles reversed, in need of help, unable to get something off the ground. Or the Queen of Pentacles, who's ungrounded, on guard, feeling like a thief, or feeling like there's a thief around, or that kind of energy, or the one who got away. Or a team of scammers. One's doing the deed and the other is the lookout. After having been deceived, there is now true love. Someone who's very loyal, who has your back and would follow you anywhere. Or perhaps a cell split and unaware of a new baby. Could be some pornography here too, or someone who was in the industry, or family getting over their disappointment in a child, or one in need of help perhaps they can't give. Someone with thighs and ankle bracelets and expensive fruit, and another next to flame but not present as the postman calls, and a third with some kind of addiction, or letting another get them drunk and hurting themselves to keep their attention. Or a wild child may flunk out. With the 11 and individuality, and intuition below that, number 22, so here's that 22, 1, 11 again, which is that congratulations, you figured it out. We come to 555, which is a whole lot of change with the world upright, and it opens up to the truth of divine feminine, Pisces, as the King of Cups reversed is getting over a loss with the truth now out and no options, with the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed or cut off. Kermie kicked out of the two-man horse, horsing around, and the King of Cups reversed is done and setting them straight after the Knight of Pentacles looking forward but went back to complete what they started. The Knight of Swords reversed and the Ace of Swords reversed here, after delivering the truth with a vengeance, may be lashing out and lying to get them to release the Page of Pentacles reversed to them. And this could be someone fighting over a pet as well. After Scorpio flipped and clinging to the need for more information, to release pup into fool's hands. The King of Cups reversed may be at their wits' ends, whether it's children or puppies or messages and such, with the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed. And what happened to my perfect little Page of Cups and Knight of Cups, my sweet children? Or what happened to those children who are now costing me a lot of money, or had to bail them out, and then lost pup who followed them everywhere and wouldn't leave their side? And again, this could be someone you helped out who then you couldn't get rid of because they wanted to do everything with you. Or someone who was about to jump in a near-death experience after they lost everything, and perhaps a pup who saved them at 621, the lovers and the world, which can also be Gemini and Pisces there. Probable Scorpio King of Cups reversed, but he doesn't have to be, and Capricorn Queen of Pentacles reversed, and a message with Pisces, or Capricorn reversed and Gemini reversed X, or Gemini reversed with ego and sharp words, causing Scorpio to blow their stack, or when his own Pisces Capricorn, and this could be someone with those energies in their chart, Pisces, Capricorn, or Gemini, gets an internal exchange with his own Scorpio energy, there is sudden anxiety that comes in, and perhaps they freak out at times when drained or exhausted and passing out, to then wake up to be a free man again. that the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Pentacles reversed would have their back no matter how ungrounded they become, defending their individuality. So this could be someone trying to get this person to believe that the Queen of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, perhaps even relatives, wouldn't be there for them or talking badly about them. But this is someone very strong in their knowing that they would always be there for them. Completing a cycle, coming around, as the Knight of Wands reverse is paralyzed by fear, but not sharing it with anyone. With Pisces upright, Sagittarius reverse can feel each other's stress even when they're not sharing with each other. And again, that's very much a twin thing, of knowing each other's energies, because you're sharing your light body. So it's 6. So again, if you're keeping a secret from your twin and you're together with them, you probably shouldn't keep that secret because they're feeling your anxiety about it. And then they're wondering up, and that could stress them out and get them scared. So at 629 is the Lovers and the 29 of the Three of Wands. The recent past of the Two of Cups upright, of not telling each other the whole truth, or juggling partners in need of strength, or dogs at the full moon solar eclipse, ending a cycle with an unhappy family, or a cycle that just needed to end, as the Queen of Wands is upright, 1-to-1 with the Knight of Wands reversed, and the Empress. Or pet is acting strange. Perhaps there's a pregnancy or family court with the 10 of Cups reversed, and the Empress is upright, the Emperor reversed, looking back at getting over the Queen of Swords, and the Knight of Swords who's reversed in a split, with Leo reversed, Cancer upright, Sagittarius reversed, and Taurus and Libra upright, with Aries reversed. And there could be like this energy of Taurus versus Libra, or Emperor reversed versus Empress upright, or Taurus and Libra versus the Queen of Wands, Aries. In the foundation of the Lovers reversed, with unhappy party offering love, or only offering love because they're unhappy being alone, and getting over themselves and their insecurities and or manipulation in needing of tools. And that could be physical tools or tools they need to deal with certain emotions. Or the Magician reversed or Gemini reversed makes always be expecting to get what they want or their way. And we have Saggy and Leo both reversed here too, perhaps children. As the central energy here of the Ascension and World, and the Page of Wands reversed, you may be frustrated or feeling guilty and giving up. As the Empress is upright with the Knight of Wands and Page of Wands reversed, and that could be, two kids who are either upset or sick or just out of control or staying with the Empress, which could be a grandmother, and partnering with the Queen of Wands. As the Page of Wands reversed with issues at work, an unstable home, or given a choice or ultimatum for both in a quest to finish this battle once and for all. Challenged by the wheel that's upside down, and the Four of Pentacles reversed with the Nine of Cups reversed, where things are going slow and Scrooge is letting go since they're not getting their way or investing what little they have after splurging on vacations or taking off some weight they had gained. In an energetic exchange with one who's silent, only messaging on behalf of the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, community, or legacy, perhaps complete in a split. And a challenge is that Libra is feeling guilty for silencing or blocking messages from the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community who are committed to the Queen of Cups. With partners lying in a split and or lashing out and coming full circle, challenged by a slow pace, or the Divine Feminine, or Pisces, or the entire world, challenged by a twist of fate, or Libra reversed. And now, at 6:55, with the Lovers and the Truth, and now the end is near, and so I face my final curtain. And that was coming up. So someone just might feel this way. I'm not necessarily getting like a death. As the Nine of Swords and the Magician reversed, in a jealous rage of Gemini Scorpio energies, whether third party or racial issues, as the Page of Swords is leaning on the truth, with swords and axes and butts as weapons, out to eat to choose a path, with the Ten of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, where there's no fantasy here, with Patient Angel and Magician reversed, or Saggy upright and Gemini or Virgo reversed, who may be insecure or uncomfortable with dealing with emotions, starting over with the Queen of Pentacles, who's always ready to battle or fight, or calling them ungrounded and conflicted. And now, in the present moment, in the woods, the Lovers reversed, or X, as the Ten of Cups is also reversed, in a back and forth with the Knight of Swords reversed, in a past falling out and then free, as the King of Pentacles is making an announcement or trying to wake them up to the suffering at the full moon or at night of the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles, after the Page of Pentacles reversed may be looking back at living in the past and wanting to start over. As the Queen of Swords and the Queen of Swords upright and the Nine of Pentacles reversed, with the Page of Cups and Knight of Cups both upright, the sweet children here, as in a twist of fate, or the Knight of Swords reversed, who could be Libra, may be letting go to fix or make amends in a split, or feeling defeated, exhausted, without sleep. At 7:09, the Chariot and the Hermit and the Queen of Swords speaking to the Emperor who's reversed, or lawyer, even tired of trying to get the Emperor reversed. So it'd be like even the lawyer's tired of trying to get this Emperor to budge and do what they're supposed to do. But the Emperor reverse can be someone who's abusing their power, but it also can be someone stepping down from power or just not doing well. So we have the Page of Cups, Knight of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles reversed with the Nine of Cups reversed. So someone dissatisfied or not happy with themselves, or perhaps just not happy being alone, as the Queen of Pentacles reversed can't sleep, and the Emperor reversed won't listen, expecting to get their own way. So soon here is the Ten of Swords upright, in ending pain or in a painful end, the marriage of the Queen of Cups upright, who may be heartbroken in a breakup or breakdown, but she's upright, with Taurus upright, Cancer reversed, and Pisces upright, out in the cold together, defenseless, but with no need for an excuse. And that could be kids out of school too, like getting a free pass, you know, how seniors get an out of school day. But no need for an excuse, especially since it's slow at work or school. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Five of Cups reversed, getting over it after dreams dashed and disillusions, as all that glitters is not gold at 7:17, in need of sun and fun and attitude and leading the way, or attention and leading the way with good news, as the Hermit reverse comes out to come together with friends and have a blast or let off some steam, with Aquarius upright, Leo, Virgo reversed, and Scorpio upright. And then I was getting to know you, getting to know all about you. So getting to know you, let go of control, calling in soulmate and worth waiting for. At 7:19, the Chariot and the Sun, and around the twins are how they're seen is the King of Pentacles upright, receiving demands from the Nine of Pentacles. Sovereign energy, you know, that could be seen as their catch or their independent child or partner, in need of peace and rising above. Awakening to the Eight of Pentacles, who's working to align, that could be the King of Pentacles, with the High Priestess, Divine Feminine, or his higher self. Pisces or Virgo there. Or the Nine of Pentacles sovereign is expecting the King of Pentacles to keep them in riches or into the manner they're accustomed to. And the King of Pentacles is used to working to keep the peace with them, or with two females here, one independent and one quiet, or a silent partner. The block here is the King of Wands reversed, who's in pain or feeling imprisoned, and without an excuse, and perhaps he needs one, in an effort to heal the Page of Wands reversed, and the Empress who's upright, or mother and child. Or is this a mother also who, you know, lost their child or had a miscarriage? Or this could be the wild child and the dark mother or grandmother, perhaps, who influenced them. The Page of Pentacles reversed may be an angel without affection, and the Queen of Swords may be coming to the Emperor reversed to make an offer to the judge, or to get justice. Or this could be a court settlement, even though he sees justice as unfair. Or is he, the Emperor, trying to pay the judge off to tilt or tip the scales? So, and is the Queen of Swords his lawyer, or is that the one he's, in court against? The Page of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Wands reversed children, pets, or messages that are negative or absent, but they're coming up as energies of dreaming of the Page of Cups, which is innocent love or just innocence in general, or wanting to give love to the Knight of Wands reversed to get them back up on their horse after losing it all or after losing a bet. As the Page of Pentacles reversed and the Page of Wands reversed are sending healing and well wishes to the Knight of Wands reversed to get well soon or get back in the saddle, hoping to hear good news, as the Knight of Swords reversed cuts them off without telling them why, or want the journeyman to cut off 5D messages and douse the flames. That could be like family trying to interfere. So there's a proposal of Wise Owl, King of Wands, to the world for dreams to come true, where Atlas is present with a gift as hard times are over and dreams are in. Perhaps they're in fashion. With a split of lovers and getting over it, the King of Pentacles and Two of Cups with the world, Divine Feminine or Pisces, and challenged by a twist or a shift, and how slow things are, in ending the pain of the King of Wands reversed, his suffering in silence, or perhaps that's his sister with the Page of Pentacles reversed and Page of Wands reversed, with dreams of the Page of Cups of being innocent again, and the Knight of Wands reversed as the opposite of that, right? It's the player energy. Investing and leading the way for them by example, right? So these younger ones are hoping someone else takes the reins for them to show them the way. Scorpion, love and lies in partnership with the Knight of Swords reversed and Lovers reversed, or Gemini. Again, ascending or complete, coming full circle, and challenged by things not going their way, or hiding underground to end the pain cycle, getting over emotions of loss and regret, or ending it all, as the King of Pentacles is upright and the King of Wands reversed, with the Page of Pentacles and Page of Wands both reversed, dreaming and healing the Page of Cups, puppy love, and this could be someone who wants a puppy too, for the Knight of Wands reversed to lead the way and knock out defense. So this could be defense for someone, but other people knocking out their fence, literally. Again, taking down boundaries at 7:39, which is the Chariot and the Knight of Cups. And there is your message. So let's just pull a closing card, and we'll pull from Message of Love Oracle cards. Maybe we'll tap the tea leaves as well. But it's 6 o'clock on the dot, and we had 3 o'clock on the dot earlier. And it's that 369 energy today. And I'm getting that now Frank Sinatra again. Now the end is near, so I face my final curtain. Am I thinking of Young Frankenstein? Was that in that? I'm trying to think of that. All right, so for our takeaway today, what is the message? What is the message? An apology. You can expect the apology you want to hear. Vulnerability. You can be completely open with this person. And passion. Try something you've never done before. The bottom of the deck is children are important to this partnership, and that's the underlying energy, but this is the energy coming up. So someone can be vulnerable, there's an apology coming, and passion. Try something you've never done before, and beneath the children was unplugging, working less will help strengthen your relationship. So whether that's with the children or that's with another partnership, but that there are children involved and that they're important in the relationship, that's coming up for everybody. Obviously there's a lot of children in this read. And let me I'll pull from the two tea leaf decks, see what comes up for you guys. Oh, that one dropped and ran away. So that one hit the ground running, the bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show strength and fortitude. And then this card wants to come out too, with a fair woman. Dealing a relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. And the bull. So this could be a Taurus fair woman as well. And the bottom of the deck there is career. So it's something having to do with the career. And goldfish. Increase in material wealth or spiritual growth. And goldfish can reference religion too, since Jesus can come up with that as well. So a career perhaps in spirituality. But again, this is someone who dropped and hit the ground running, or maybe this is a stop, drop, and roll type of energy. But again, it's the bull. Do not back down from opposition. Show your strength and fortitude, perhaps with this woman. And fair woman could mean she's fair. Also could just mean her coloring. Maybe she's not fair, because this could be someone very stubborn or refusing to give in. So let's pull from the other half of the tea leaves. See what comes up for you guys. It's 144. Oh, a whole bunch just dropped out. All right. That was on the other side. All right, I think I got all of them. All right. So you have the tiger doing something risky and taking a chance. The throne, position of authority. And we have a tiger dealing with a bull. That would be a difficult exchange. And then we have the tent. The teepee came up today as well, a temporary situation. So not a permanent home, but a temporary home. And then we have the flute of disappointment in a lover or friend. And again, the flute with Thanksgiving also is coming up of making peace at Thanksgiving or holidays, but then not being at peace again, only making peace at holiday dinners. Grapes and grapes of wrath, time to go out and have fun. And this is also popped out at the bottom, which is March. The March, and you see these flowers have kind of drooped. You know, this could be the early flowers coming out, which normally haven't even been out yet, and maybe they're drooping already. But this can reference a march forward, as the bottom of the deck is the cat, a two-faced friend. Okay, and then we have carriage beneath that, a journey, either physical or mental, with a two-faced friend, a cat. So the cat and the career were the underlying energies. And again, the tiger's throne, so someone in power with a temporary home, perhaps, or a temporary place at work. Maybe they had to move their place at work, either their location or just their office within a building. And again, the need for a peace treaty or to send someone flowers. But somebody could be dealing with two-faced friends. And we have the throne and the grapes too. And I'm just getting that energy of someone expecting to get fed grapes all the time, you know, like to be the empress and always be treated that way. And it could be something that, you know, it's just not realistic, right, to be treated that way all the time, because then the other person would suffer. And then we have March. And this list, they're both purple, the grapes and the flowers, but the flowers have died. So I'm getting both flowers for Algernon and where have all the flowers gone, which references the children as well, the innocence. The grapes of wrath, the tent, and the throne. And the flute. And there's this energy of presentation here too, with the fruit and the flowers and the music. And the fluting could just be the shape of the presentation. Somebody could be working with fruits or flowers to make, you know, vases or presentations. And then here's that opposite energy of the masculine and what he's doing, right? He's keeping his throne solid, but there may be temporary housing here. This could be camping out as well, right? Leaving his throne to take a break, perhaps go out on his own, some silence under the stars and the moon. All right, guys, there you have your messages. So remember your water, plenty of hydration. You are made of water, so it's so important to bless that energy, right? To send it love, because that's who you are, and then you send it out when you pee it out to the world. And remember to rest, get plenty of rest and joy in nature. You know, eat as right as you can, whatever you're guided to eat, right? Just because someone says it's bad for you, maybe it's what your body needs in that moment. So you need to really tap into your own intuition on that. But remember to ground yourself and get outside, get your eyes, you know, get the sunlight in your eyes at some point, you know, several times a day if you can. And again, your feet in the grass. And what am I getting? I'm just getting something. So with your feet in the grass, I was getting the snake in the grass as well. So I know somebody out there has to watch out for snakes in the grass, because you might be in an area that has snakes. So you don't like to go outside in bare feet. But just ground yourself, go hug a tree, you know, that kind of thing. Salt baths, again, walking in nature, just breathing the fresh air, you know, get outside your house or your workplace to get more balance in your life. and rise and be loved, you guys. I hope you liked the messages. I thought they were great today. Don't forget to breathe. Remember, breathing is inspiring. Remember to breathe. Yes, you too, Teddy. He's looking at me so funny right now. I'll see you guys later. Have an amazing one. Bye, guys.